Houston, it's Mary with Around H-Town with Simple-elegance, and today I have Amber Mesorana. Am I saying it right?
Guys. Hi.
With Martha Turner Sotheby's and Brittney Bates with Untitled Texas.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Yay.
The beautiful ladies are in the house.
Oh my
So-
goodness, it's always a good time when I'm with Amber.
I
Yes,
know.
this is
Yeah.
No filter.
Oh my gosh, and we were at one of Amber's open houses on Thursday, was it?
Thursday.
Yes.
Thursday.
Yes, you
Oh
were.
my gosh, what an amazing house. I've driven by that house so many times and like dreamed of going in to see it.
Yeah.
And then I got to go in to see it.
It's pretty fantastic. I mean, just in general with all the land it sits on and stuff. But overall, you guys just coming out and stuff, helping to make it amazing is pretty.
We were very honored to stage that house,
Yes.
and oh my gosh, it is one very, very special house waiting for an amazing family that moves to Texas or already is living here. There's how many bedrooms?
There are four.
Four bedrooms.
One master down and the other three upstairs.
Right, and then there is like this craft room up on the third floor, or like a wrapping room, or a
Yes.
dream world for a mom, like
Yes.
to disappear
A
and nobody
closet
not
to
even know where
a
you
room
are.
to disappear into, and you could probably like bring your snacks there and just like hide. No one would find you. Like it would be the best.
Exactly, like you don't have to go hide in your closet. Well, the closet is very nice, but you can disappear upstairs and nobody would be able to find you. It's
Yes.
so gorgeous, and then the whole yard.
I was gonna say the view, like when I didn't know, and then I went up on the balcony, and it's 5 acres, unrestricted,
Yeah.
so you can do, I mean, literally whatever you want. I think almost
Like
whatever
you could
want.
have football games in the
Yeah.
backyard. That's
You
how
can-
big the
you can,
backyard
like-
is.
Okay, so you guys are making my heart so happy. You're talking so
The house is really amazing, and I didn't realize that it was unrestricted.
Yeah.
I'm like, you could literally put like a little shack out there for your mother-in-law and just like never
a
talk.
shack. You're gonna put a shack. That's how you think of him now. He's like,
Walk
you're gonna put a shack.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even building her a whole house. Like and you can put her really far away, like after the tennis court, after the resort style pool, after everything, just like put her in the back corner.
So bad.
So I think if you have a mother-in-law that's not your fave, you should get this house because you can just stick her over there. Or if you do like her, she can stay. The house is big, but, you know.
Yeah, if you really like
Oh
her. So,
my
but anyway.
Yes.
Hey, why don't we start with, okay, Brittney.
Yes.
You're with Untitled. What was your journey to get to be entitled?
Oh, God. So actually, I was in oil and gas, and I got laid off like 1,000 years ago, and so I was literally.
Because you're a million years
yeah,
old.
I just turned 1,000,000 the other day. No, but so I think whenever people are looking for jobs, they're always like, oh, like Brittney, what do you do? Like it looks so fun, whatever. Like I was never like, oh, I want to be in title sales. I was in oil and gas, and I got laid off, and I literally was just like applying for jobs, and I showed up to like a job interview. I didn't even know what it was, but I was like, I needed a job. And I was like, I remember looking at the person interviewing me, and there was like a photo of a horse on the wall, and I was like, I could sell you that painting right now. Like I just needed a job, and that I kind of just like fell into it, and I love it. Like anything to do with like real estate. I mean, think of all the aspects like staging, buying and selling, like the people you get to meet. I love it. So I've been doing it for about 5 years.
That is awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome. And Amber, what about you?
But that's not all you do. You got all kinds of other stuff going
We're
on.
gonna
So
get
don't
into
even.
it.
It's
She
just
works
titles
for
a part of
Southern
it.
Title right now. But we are going to get in because we were just talking about like just like social media, and
Yeah.
the guru that sits right here is you know like
Well, and
really amazing.
I get to incorporate that. That is my one thing with title, and something I'm really passionate about is I help agents grow their social media, and I teach them ways that they can capture leads without spending a bunch of money on ad generation. And so that's a big part of my job at Southern Title, and I love doing that. Like if I could help anyone make more money and provide a better life for their family, like my heart's full, and I can go home and eat all the Cheetos and just be happy.
Or go across the street to
Yeah.
one of the
Or I'll
restaurants at
just-
Hughes
yes.
Landing and
And
have a
I'll
cocktail.
eat all the
and-
food, yes.
So,
But you also can make them look good too because you do makeup. So that's
Yeah.
fantastic. I always talk about that because like every time I go around her, I'm like,
You have to
okay, you
look
make
at
me
her
sick.
eyelashes.
It's
Like,
ridiculous.
Oh my God,
Gorgeous.
guys! Okay, wow. Oh, is this my? Y'all better stop! Y'all better stop! This is not the Brittney podcast, guys.
Love
But
it.
anyway,
but you do makeup and stuff. So I say that I only make a deal about that because every time I see her, I hate makeup. I don't like wearing it and stuff.
Because
but I look
she
at her, I'm
doesn't
like,
need it. Not all of us. Not
Yeah,
all of us
right,
look like this.
right.
Not all of us look like this.
oh, I'm gonna
Some of
pet
us
you.
have to do
I'm gonna
this.
pet you.
Yeah, right.
Well, thank you. But you,
I mean,
anyways.
those are major talents.
Those are,
and,
absolutely.
especially like working with realtors, they need to have a persona.
Yes.
You know, they really
Yes.
need to put their best foot forward in teaching them how to look the best.
Yes.
You know, because people judge us. They judge us within seconds.
Automatically. The
you
first-
know, like, and if you're not dressed for success, how am I going to engage in you or invest in you my time to find me my proper home? So
Yeah.
that
It's
whole-
automatically from judge. I mean, the
Yes,
first meeting and stuff,
exactly.
you're already being judged and stuff.
Right.
So if you're put together and stuff, you tend to do a bit more business rather than someone who's looking a sloppy mess. Because if you're looking a sloppy mess and carrying yourself a certain way, well then, how are you going to handle my transaction?
I
or
was
my
gonna
deal or
say, how does
anything?
that translate like to your transaction, right? Like if you couldn't be prepared like for this one meeting, then like, which like you have no problem with, but for you, Amber, what do you think like whenever you're going to like a listing meeting, like how do you deal with like that judgment? Because I sometimes do feel like really judged if I'm meeting like someone like new, like a new agent or something, and I'm just like, oh God, like I hope they like me.
You know
How
what?
do you deal? Because you're going into people's homes,
Yeah.
and sometimes you have to tell them like, oh, like your home's not as great as you thought it was.
So you do that in a subtle way. You
Yeah.
don't just say it's not as great, but you know, it could. So you do that in a subtle way. But when it, I've been in the business since I was 18. I got in the business at 18. I started in property management. I got into new home sales. Then I went into commercial real estate. And then I'm back here in the luxury side of it. You get more comfortable. It's a lot of like, when you get more comfortable, by the way, I'll be 40 tomorrow. That's my birthday. So it's a
Your
little.
life is 10 years from starting, baby.
No,
And I thought I was almost at the end of it.
no, that gives me so much hope. I have to keep hanging out with y'all because if I don't look like y'all when I grow up, I'm gonna be so upset.
You're totally.
I think you'll
you
be
got it.
looking
Yeah,
better than
right.
No,
You're
I
not gonna
better
have a
keep
problem.
drinking this like water that has like stuff.
I
in
don't know.
it.
I drink this, so.
Is that your secret? Okay,
That's
I'm
my
getting
secret.
Diet
I'm buying
Coke.
stock in Diet Coke when I leave.
gosh. Oh my, and wine, and sitting
Yeah.
on a lake pretty much all day, relaxing with my family. That
Yes.
helps her. I can tell you where her is. I follow her and stalk her on social media. I'm like, I'm loving your life. You're just relaxing.
It's what you don't get to see on social media that's really fun.
Yes.
Right.
Which is like another thing. Like
Totally.
like we should talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. So you just get more comfortable in your skin. So how somebody, obviously I try to go in just because I have high expectations of myself overall and in general and stuff. So before anybody can probably beat me down, I've already beat myself down. So I go in there feeling once I'm, dressed, my hair's nice, and I'm prepared as far as for the listing. So you can never be over prepared, right? At least if I know what I'm talking about and I can get it in the numbers and everything is making sense, then I feel more confident in the situation and I'm not worried about them judging me on my appearance. I'm trying to provide value. And if a client can see that, they're more apt to work with you if you can provide value rather than my looks. Maybe my hair, I didn't wash my hair or something. I did wash it today, I'm glad you did. It's not dry shampoo. I washed it.
I live off Cheetos and dry shampoo. No, but hey, that's a really good point Amber makes, and I'm sure you've ran into this too. Like sometimes when you're dealing, just like with so many different personality types, like I have found that like in business, if you go in just like really factual, especially being a woman in this industry, which is something I'm super passionate about, but like because we can all look the part, but some people still just aren't going to respect us. So if you can go in with those numbers and go in with those facts and kind of just like let them know like I am educated, I am like really informed on this home. Sometimes I feel like because we are put together and that is important, it almost does us a disservice like with certain people because you just have to like work harder for it.
Yeah. And something else that you said, Amber, which is huge, is who do we listen the most to? Ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is going on in that brain? If the brain is saying, ugh, why would they hire me? I'm no good. I'm this.
You've already lost the race before you started.
You've lost it instead of saying, no, I'm the best, and they'd be ridiculous not to hire me, and this is why they should be hiring me, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But we can kill ourselves so often.
Yeah.
It's very true. So, I try to go into, I never look at it now like as if I'm not going to get the client. I look at it as that I'm going to a client's house. You're either going to hire me. I mean, it's going to go both ways. You're interviewing you and I'm interviewing you at this point. I don't necessarily need your business. I want your business. And if there's a win-win between both of us where I can actually sell your house and you're going to be great to work with, then I'm more apt to take that client. I haven't had that in a long time because I just go in real laid back and open-minded as far as to the situations.
Have you ever heard of this statement? Sometimes the best clients you've gotten are the ones you didn't get because you made the most money by not getting them.
Yes.
You know, and there are clients that, you know, it's really, like we always say when we're going to give a referral of a realtor, we're always going to give them 3 because, you know what, there's going to be personalities.
Yes.
You know, and this is a relational business.
Yeah.
So you've got to find somebody who you can really trust and you're going to have fun with because it's kind of like, it's a lot of work to go through all these different houses and find the right house for you and your family, and you're going to spend some time in the car.
I've actually had something like that. I did have something like that. So another agent had worked with them previously, but apparently the client was a little bit more difficult and there was problems and they were fighting in front of each other and stuff like that. And I'm like thinking, well, I really don't want this damn problem, but you know, let me go meet her because you may perceive someone totally different than the way that I perceive them, or how I can, you know, relate to them in a different way. She was not that person that this person had said. She was really nice, but I understood her from my experiences. You know what I mean, as far as personally, and so it worked out well. It wasn't like any of that stuff that they had said. I didn't even. It was smooth, and she thanked me, and I was understanding to everything with her. So, but
amazing.
It's good when you can step into a client's, because I always look at it as from a consumer, right? If you're shopping around, I'm shopping around. We're internet savvy.
Yeah.
We're going to everything and looking to see what we can get the best deal on and who and stuff. And if you're doing the social media and all this other stuff, that's like, okay, you're putting yourself. So she's active. You know, I might hire her. You know, so there's all kinds of things to take into consideration when. But overall, it's pretty good.
So let's just talk, you know, being internet savvy and social media, and like, what was it, 10 years ago, you didn't have to do any of this social media. It didn't even really exist 10 years, well, maybe
I think there was like MySpace,
MySpace,
right?
MySpace.
Was Facebook? I'm not sure. It was
I don't know
so
what
new.
the years are and stuff like
More
that.
MySpace, I think, than.
You know, you used to like advertise in the telephone book, you know, do you ever?
Oh my God.
Telephone books to me are like the best thing to put up above your counters to lift things up, you know?
Yes.
What else do you use a telephone book for?
Yeah.
We
But,
really did.
you know, I remember we bought ads in the telephone book, but today, I mean, you have to be, and what I loved about this, Brittney, is you said you have to have a calendar.
Yeah.
You know, and like we'll be having strategy meeting in December 7th, I think it is, and we'll be spending like a good hour or two just on our social media calendar, breaking it down by the month and then the week and or whatever, the year, the month, the week. And
It's
the
so
day,
important.
you know.
Oh my God, you should hire her to help come in and do some planning and strategy.
So I'll tell you, like, the thing with social media too, even if it was around 10 years ago and what we're running into, even if you own a business, you are an influencer. I don't care if you have 200 followers, you're influencing those 200 people.
Yes.
So, and so it's so important that you're like showcasing your best self and also like having that confidence. I can't tell you, like, I have a friend who has a boutique and I like model for her little boutique, and she has like, it just started. She has like
That's
100.
just another job she does. Wow.
She has like 170 followers. She made $4,000 in revenue last week. The week that she launched. So it's like you need to be really confident in what you have, but you need to stay consistent. You need to be like impeccable with your word on there and like showcase your product. So like for you had mentioned you're always like, oh, I'm old. Girl, no, you are not.
No.
But
Not
it's
at
so
all.
important. I always tell people this when we're talking about social media. I'm like, you don't want to end up like Radio Shack.
Right.
Like if you don't evolve and you don't get with the times and you don't adapt to what's happening, like you're missing out on that income stream. And also, like, if you don't build this presence for your company now and you keep putting it off, in 5 years, it's going to be even worse, right?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
social media is not going anywhere.
Right.
There's young kids
It's
making
just going.
millions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know?
we had one client that we did their house for, and I'm like, he is the youngest multi-million Forbes.
Is he single?
He is. But he's too
That's
young
the
for
question.
you.
He's too. Wait. Is he at least 18?
No.
Oh, just kidding.
Yeah,
No.
we don't.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
don't
is that
No, we're not doing
crazy?
That is
and,
pretty
you
crazy.
know, like
I've
how
met-
he started was he said, you know, kids were doing reviews on TV of toys, and he's like, Dad, why am I not doing this? And his dad said, I'll invest $20 a week.
Yeah.
Talk about return on investment.
Wow. Dang.
Absolutely.
They're doing quite well.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, and that's so important and so inspiring. Honestly, literally, you said $20 a week.
Yeah, and this is really like, okay, this is something that our generation didn't really even understand, and here these kids are using the internet, and this is how it's going to go. And I mean, I kind of wonder, is university going to go away at some point? Because really, how many kids are going to university on YouTube University?
Yep.
And they're finding that the value in, and I still believe truly, my son's at Baylor, so we truly believe in education.
Yeah.
But
It's hard.
I've seen so many become multimillionaires by learning, how do you become a salesperson? Just go to YouTube and learn YouTube.
Yeah, you can learn anything on YouTube, and also like you can always be selling on social media. Like I sell on social media, and I only have like maybe like right under 5,000 followers, and all different things, right?
But you just said a big number, 5,000. That is, once you hit 5,000, you become a superstar on like social media, and all of a sudden, you've said people have come to you.
Yeah.
That you're an influencer, and people run things by you.
I got to tell you, so experience-wise, so I've not been a social media. So my platform, as far as my social media pages and stuff, has been just family and close friends. I've always been a really private person. Not that I have anything to hide. I just kept everything off, right? Just because of being judged. So when all the COVID stuff started. I was in a situation, I was like, as a real estate, I got to start thinking outside the box because I'm not being able to interact. Like if I can get in front of you, we can build a relationship, and I'm really good in front. So I had to.
But you couldn't.
No, that's exactly
But I prefer
it.
that method instead of all the phone and all that.
Yeah.
So I got more active. I started accepting people on Facebook, and when I tell you, it just kept pouring in. But what I was doing was to set myself apart because I need to do something. I need to catch somebody's attention, and all it takes is one client that can pay off, and it's free advertisement and all that. So I added all these people that had friended me, and I started doing videos in my stories, and I started painting like just whatever. It could be about random, but then I would put some stuff in there about real estate or a house and a girl, like one of the characters in the emoji things standing in there dancing or something with a hip song. I got 3 deals off of social media, and one of them was even like a $2.8 million house.
And how much money did you spend doing that?
Absolutely
0.
nothing.
This is
It
what
was
I'm trying to tell
just
people.
stepping out from my comfort zone because
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I got to be real with this because I got to get with the times. I'm already like feeling like
Good for
ancient
you.
and just like being
Feeling ancient, looking not ancient. We got it.
But I feel like mentally.
Like our generation is like, I got to make sure that I look good. And like with Facebook Live, it's you just need to record it and send
go.
it.
And I will tell you, that's another thing. Like, especially all of us, we're obviously like super aware of our appearance, but people don't buy from perfect people.
Right.
Like, I don't know a nicer way to say that, but if you're unrelatable, like, no one's going to want to approach you. And so, like, if you even go down my feed, I have, like, pictures of me with no makeup, like, with my friends. It's still a really nice photo. It's aesthetically pleasing. The quality's great. All these things that you want for your profile. But people want people.
Right.
Like, we need to humanize Instagram. I teach this whenever I'm teaching realtors social media all the time. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect all the time, especially on your stories. You should be doing like at least 5 stories a day. Like, you do not have to be perfect all the time. People love people that they can relate to.
But you're also going to be judged regardless. Whether you're
It's
doing
a
something
lose-lose.
or you're not, your makeup's perfect or your hair is done nicely, you're dressed real cute, you're always going to be, there's that one person
So it's like, don't
who's
be
going to judge
fearful.
you. It doesn't matter.
Don't be fearful, just post.
Yes.
Like, literally just do it and stay consistent, and it will pay off.
It will.
So, and I think especially like with your, like you were saying with your generation, whenever I'm helping people, they're like, oh no, like it needs to be like perfect. And I'm like, listen, no, it doesn't, because no one's perfect.
So many of us were brought up to be practically, like my dad would call me, oh, Mary's practically perfect in every way, like the Mary Poppins
And he's
syndrome.
not wrong.
But we
He's not
were,
wrong. He's not wrong. You are.
but I had to break that fear
Yeah.
of perfection. Like it took me years to break that, to a point where like I could care less, to a point I had to get to the point where I was okay eating some food. Like I was petrified to eat because if I wasn't this skinny,
Yeah.
like it was so bad.
my
I just
God.
literally thought of it. Like I was sitting there pondering yesterday on a lot of things and just thinking, not in a suicidal way, nothing. Just I was just sitting there thinking, right? It was, like I'm not going anywhere, but
I literally watched Hallmark from
Hallmark.
like 7 in the morning till 10 last night.
I literally watched Yellowstone and I was like in the most somber and I was like, oh my God, this is real stuff. But it makes you just think when you watch stuff that kind of triggers.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about having to be like a certain way growing up, that's where a lot of it stems from because I modeled. They wanted you to be a double zero.
Yeah.
Skinny was pretty is basically what was instilled in my head. And so you go through years of having to process all that.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start eating, you start gaining weight. You're like,
You're
God,
a
I'm
woman,
I'm
your
gross.
body changes. People have kids.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah, all that. So after, I had to really get real with myself, and it really wasn't until like I had some tragedy happen in my life that it strips you of absolutely everything. It doesn't strip you of just what the situation is, but it brings back everything, and so you get real raw and vulnerable, and okay, this is what it is, and that's not true. That way I was thinking isn't the way that
The truth.
Yes.
this is so funny. I just made a post on Facebook yesterday, and I had some content, like some content photos done, and I looked like I'm a curvy girl, and I was before like in pageants and things like that, and I did bodybuilding, and so I was always like still curvy. Like even when I competed at
How you're
Mrs.
made.
United States, like I had like a 6-pack and I still had like hips. Like I'm a curvy girl, and I'll never forget. My best friend gave me the best advice because I'm newly single, and I was like, oh my God, like are guys gonna like think I'm fat? What is this? And she was like, girl, I do not know what to tell you. Like people don't want bone skinny people. Like that's just not it anymore. And I made a post about it. I was like, girl, eat the cake. Because for so long, like how I grew up, it was like all my friends were literally bone skinny and healthy, and I think that's wonderful if that's how they're built. But just like embracing yourself so you can have that confidence. Now I'm just literally like, I'm really confident. Like y'all, I went on a date yesterday and we had pizza, and then after we went to a bar and I ordered tacos. I was like, I'm still hungry, like I'm gonna eat. They were actually like really good shrimp tacos too. I was like, man, I wish I would have got more. Can I get some of these to go? But I'm just saying, like, you need to be comfortable in yourself, and I'm telling you, like, being healthy is the most important. You're naturally skinny, great, good for you. But
that's not
guys,
healthy. Just not in
It's not
physical.
natural.
It's
Exactly.
a mental, emotional, and
mental.
spiritual.
Because
That
the best
all
thing I
plays a
did
part.
for like my mental health was just like embrace my curves. Like I reached out to my friend Sandra, and I was like, hey, like she's really good at styling people with clothes, and I just like wasn't dressing right for my body type.
Yeah.
Which is almost like staging a house. Like that really is, because the house, if it has the wrong
the
stuff
house,
in it,
you're God's house.
You are the house, exactly. And it's like if you put the wrong like pillows or the wrong furniture, like whatever, it just doesn't work. And so I was trying to dress like all my friends that are 110 pounds, and I'm not.
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay, let me get it together. So now I wear like stuff that like hits at my waist and like high waisted jeans, and like we work it out.
Yeah.
I love it, and I love that post. I love the picture. Is that the whole? What is it? What's the place?
The boutique. Yeah, the picture is. It was amazing. I don't know if you saw it.
It was exactly what it needed to be, and the way that you were on. I'm sorry, guys, we got off. But I saw the picture, and I was just like, you look alive, and you look.
Yeah.
It's
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
anyways. And you look happy.
Yeah.
And that's where
And
I'm
I
just
ate
like
tacos.
And you ate tacos.
So I was happy.
Which is huge. And you had pizza.
Oh yeah.
The pizza
like
was
you
really
had
good
real
too.
Food. Yeah.
And it's good. It's really good. And it's like, for girls that are out there still struggling with this whole image, and I love how that we got from real estate to image.
But we're not just real estate.
No,
we're
our life. And if you're struggling with your image, embrace it and listen to what God is saying to you, that you are his child and he loves you. He created you in his image, and he wants you to be that beautiful princess, and he wants us all to live as princesses in his life and hear what he's saying to us, not what our thoughts are saying.
I hear him saying to me, eat the tacos.
Go for round two.
Brittney, get the to-go tacos after your date.
Think about later.
Who cares? You'll never see this guy again. Make him buy you 2 rounds of tacos. That is really it. And I love that you're sharing that message too, because I feel like I know young, like girls
Yep.
my age struggle with that, but you know who really struggles is like women from your generation, just because it's so different now. Instagram's here, social media's here, all these things are here, and I'm telling you, it's a lot. Like, I get you a good group of friends, too. Like, my friends, we all hype each other up. Even on our Instagram, we're just like, you're so pretty.
Oh my
like,
God.
that's literally me and all my friends' conversation, even with Amber. I'm just like, oh my God, you're so perfect. You're a prize. I love you. Like, if my friend posts a picture, support your friends.
Yes.
Hype them up. I'll, like, leave, like, 5 comments. Like, wow, a fire.
Yeah.
Fire emoji.
Yeah.
You're perfect. You're a prize. Look at you. Like,
Exactly.
hype your friends up.
So that right there, you made a good point about having women in your, like not just friends in
in your
general,
life.
just friends in general. But I haven't always been a woman person. I've always been like someone who wants to empower women because of coming from a single mom and stuff. So it's always been like embedded in my head, like women go, you can do it and stuff, and been a positive person. But I've always kind of shied away because of all the cattiness that comes along with it. It wasn't until literally, I've had about 3 really good best friends from like 20 years, 17 years, and we're all close. But just literally 3-4 years ago when I got involved in the Women's Council and stuff, I was at that vulnerable time. I had the tragedy that had happened prior, and I was like, if anybody was going to be able to give me what I need or to help me to heal, I first had to step out of myself and my problems and go, volunteer. And it happened to be around a bunch of women that I volunteered my time. And I had made this, I told myself, that's when I started my career with real estate backup and stuff. I knew nobody out in the Woodlands. I literally had picked an office, went out there, and I was like, okay, let me figure out who I can get involved in, where I can play a part in. And Women's Council of Realtors Montgomery is where I started, and it was happened to be all women. And that's the way God works, is because the women that I encountered in this, I'll get emotional because obviously it's something that's dear to me, because it's very, very hard to find people who are
True
supportive,
women that want to love
Yes.
build you up
And they're
support
genuine.
you.
Yes. So I found that, and they literally, like, it's kind of weird because when you're going through something, you tend to fall into place with other women that are going through something or have been through it. So it all helps as far as you all are benefiting some way. But I was blessed with like a group of women that really wanted to empower and wanted to see me do good. And I wanted that for the same, but it took me stepping out of myself, out of my comfort zone, and actually, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And it was the best decision I made, because I've met some amazing women that have like so supportive. You get people who aren't. You even get family members who aren't. So I've had more strangers than anything support me than family. And that was a hard thing to have to accept and, swallow in general, is because when complete strangers are willing to pump you up, help you, motivate you, you expect to come.
That's exactly why, like, I love social media. Like, I love it. Like, strangers hype you up. They support your business. I know for you, you own...
Simple-elegance.
Yeah, I was gonna say you own this business, but not.
I know where you're going.
No, not because I didn't know the name, but
I
know. I'm so interested in, like, you're a woman that owns a business, right? And so for you, like, how do you find that, like, with your success or like with your ventures, like having people to support you is really important, right?
It is, and it can be lonely.
Yeah.
When you're kind of the business owner and, but we've been so blessed with the team that we have. And, I couldn't ask, like, I never dreamed that I could have a team that I still can go on vacation, like, a lot, and they run the
go
team.
on vacation a lot. You know what?
Not this year.
Not this year, y'all. She's being safe. But yeah, when we were talking at Amber's open house, I was like, oh, she gets to go on vacation. When I want to do this. Like, what? So.
But that's been, it's been a dream to build a business. Mm-hmm. And when you're building a business, you want to build a business that is sustainable without you.
Yes.
And it's not the Mary Scally show. It's the Simple-elegance, because you're
team
building
players.
an entity that is not you.
Yeah.
And if you want to sell the business at some point, it cannot be surrounded by you, because really you're selling yourself, and that's,
And that would be called a divorce.
Exactly. So, and like I have to say, with my business on Cape Cod, we did have a divorce. I had a partnership up there,
Wow.
and we closed the business and like had to go to the bank and divvy up the money.
Yeah.
And not that there was much there, but it was like this
Yeah.
divorce,
Yeah.
you know. And here I have it to a point where I think when the time comes, it will be a blessing, you
Yeah.
know, because that's what I've built. That
I mean,
it will
what you
run by
built is
itself.
amazing. We just toured the facility.
I was like, this is a legit real business. Like it goes on and
Like-
it's completely organized.
No, we knew y'all were awesome because I've been in several homes you staged. But y'all, it's so organized. There's like color coding. Like what you have built is amazing. They have the rugs color coded. I was like, dang, I have Cheetos in a mattress at my house. Like I need to get out. You know what? Maybe I am starting to feel a little bad about myself. No, but like all the procedures, y'all. There's a huge
But
warehouse.
that is my
Like
team, you know,
they're
they literally
amazing.
have put it together. And, you know, we before we moved into this place, we actually toured a few other staging companies
Mm-hmm.
in the area and really took what they had done and then just kind of elevated
Yeah.
it to another point. And I mean, and also, you know, like we moved in here, like literally as COVID was hitting
Wow.
and everything was shutting down
Yeah.
and we were like, ah! You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
but kind
And-
of a blessing too
but-
because she was
We were able to get moved
organized.
in. Exactly.
Yeah.
If we had been like normal busy, we would have, I don't know what
you
we
would have made
done.
it work, but it would have been crazy.
Oh, we would have been,
The rugs might not be color
they
coded.
probably would have.
Probably not.
So, but Amber, what's the best advice you've ever been given?
In regards to just in general,
Life. Yeah.
be comfortable in your own skin. It's
love
been
that.
that was something that I didn't ever really understand that fully until I got where I'm at now. Is being more comfortable in your own skin and taking not such a rush.
Oh, that's good.
Don't
That
be
is a
such a
good
rush because it all works out in the time that it needs to. But when you put so much energy to forcing stuff, it just doesn't work out the way that it needs to. And there was still stuff that needed to be learned in order to get to the level and stuff. So yeah, be in the comfortable skin and slow it down.
I love that.
And you've taken several years to move from a very hard place
Yeah.
to a very good place. 'Cause now, like, I see you and you're shining. When I first
she's
met you, it was
glowing.
like probably within a year of that very difficult time.
Yeah, actually, we met at a staging. I was taking staging classes, and you
Yes.
came in. You were so like she was so like warm and loving. I was
She's
like,
so nice.
And her laugh, I was like, oh my god, I love her. Her laugh is like even over
I
the top.
love that. I think it's great.
Oh my gosh, you guys have to tell you this. So I was working for Westin Hotels and Resorts, and I got hired at the Walt Disney World Swan on the opening team. And my boss that
Congrats.
I would
Right,
meet,
that-
Wow, Disney.
Settle
he
down.
was like, he found out that I'd worked in several other Westins, and so he went to my friends, and he's like, well, you know, what's Mary like? I want to know what she's going to, oh, you're going to love her, you're going to love her. But there's this one thing, this laugh. And then he goes to say another person, the same thing, another person, and he's like,
No, your
they
laugh
were
is
so right.
It's contagious. That's what
Yes.
I did notice it, and I love it because my laugh
I
is
think it's
ridiculous.
great.
But yours is just like contagious
I
and
love
stuff. So
it.
you just want to laugh, even if like you don't even know what the heck we're laughing about. I'm gonna laugh.
Yes.
Anyway, but you have to, you know what, one of our core values is number 10, we have to have fun.
Yes.
You know, and if
Yes.
we're not having fun in what we're doing, then you got to
Yeah.
find something else to do.
No. Yeah, you don't want to spend your life miserable. Like you really don't.
You know, and you want to surround yourself with like-minded people that are fun to be with, and you all have the same goal. And you know, it's not like this person's, oh, well, they forgot this and they forgot that. Well, no. You know, we always just say, hey, if something gets left, it's okay. You know, we're gonna figure it out. We'll get it there. It's no big deal. But we're not gonna blame. We're gonna love.
That so when I was the president of the Women's Council of Realtors, one of that was a big thing about learning and having experience like really up close, and because you get team players and then you get ones that just want to hang on and they just want whatever the cloud is, or just want to be a part of it just because you have something going on. Luckily, I've been feel like I've been blessed to distinguish through those kind of people of
It's
who.
really hard though too.
It is.
It really is hard.
It is, because you don't know who really to put on your team. But eventually, you know, when your third eye's open enough to be more aware about like people's energy and how they are as an individual, we through those. But it was team building was one of the biggest things, because I felt like, we were in Montgomery County, our job as a team, because I never looked at it as I was the president. I wanted us as a team. I never wanted to be out there. It's all of us together. If one part's down, then it's all of us are pretty much down. So we help wherever that is. But there were some times that people didn't, and I had a hard time like taking that in, because I'm a team player, and so that's what I wanted for my team. But building a company and having that, you have to have the right people on, because if your vision is one thing and then your team members are looking at it a different way, it's never going to really work. It's always it's going to get a little further, but there's going to be some kind of hang up. But it's very hard to find those individuals that are going to be, and then you get people who want or may become jealous of your success, and it happens. That's the reality of it does. And sometimes you outgrow those people, and you got to wish them well, but you keep elevating. And that was one of my things, was having to, people kind of coming in sideways on, about situations and stuff. And, I'm not angry at you. I want the harmony. I don't want any problems or anything, but I gotta step back. And so when you can literally say that's self-growth. Like that is self-growth for sure. When you can step back and say, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. I like you as a person. I can understand from your perspective of what your life experience is, but I don't have to, I don't have to have that a part of, and I did that for quite a bit, and it helped a lot. But you got to be able to be at a certain level to be able to do that.
You have to really look at it, and you have to say, like there's some people that come into your life, and it's for this time.
Yes.
There's some people that come in your life for your lifetime.
Yes.
And and you got to be willing to say, okay, that's okay. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's great.
And you know what else? Like something I learned just recently is I used to take it personal, but now I realize like those people are going through so much, and the reality is like that's more of a reflection on them than it is on you. It's just like our job to love people. So somebody even recently like did something so terrible to me, and I'm like, wow, this person literally hates themselves that much. Like they have no self-respect. Like what they did to me has nothing to do with me and everything to do with them and what they're going through. So I've really been trying the last year of my life to just like practice grace with people, because I know I've probably treated people bad because I was in a bad place. And so now like no matter what, like even if I get like a rude lady at Starbucks or whatever, I'm like, wow, like you don't know what could have happened to this person that morning. And so I've really just been practicing that grace, because y'all, if someone treats you bad or they're jealous or they're treating you indifferent, like just imagine what they're going through.
Right. That is such a good point.
I literally did a year of grace.
Yes, please, and next year too, y'all. I'm still working on it.
But it's always going to be a working thing, because it's something that you got to program yourself in order to like respond in that way. We're all going through some kind of crap. Like it doesn't matter who you are. You've been through some kind of crap. You were going through it. And so a lot of people, so I did a whole speech with the Women's Council in front of a big group, because it was kind of being the first time I don't talk about my feelings with people. I kind of shy off, and we're always laughing and having a good time. But this was a real raw speech. And what it was like, you don't know what someone's dealing with behind closed doors. And that we have to be more understanding and of people. And it may be hard for us at that time, but we're all going through something. I've been through something, and I've hid behind smiles, right? I've been so angry and like sad, suicidal, but I've hid behind the smiles. So if I, as a person, can do that, I know that a lot of people do that. So having a little bit more grace, as you're saying, towards others.
Yeah,
for sure.
it's so important. So
Why did you get emotional?
I think like for me, I just like you've grown so much, and you said like at one point like you were so low, you were suicidal. That made me sad.
Yeah.
I don't want you to do that. But no, especially y'all in this business. We had mentioned earlier like people judge you. You feel like you need to like look a certain way or have a certain body type or do whatever. So like in this business, like you're going into people's homes. We're all dealing like imagine those emotions: death, divorce, new baby. Like we're helping people from all aspects of life, right? And so you really have to practice grace. Like you really do.
You don't always know. Sometimes you know some of the circumstances, you don't always know the
Yeah.
circumstance, and you just have to. I really
Like when
think
you come to
grace
my
and love.
apartment, you're gonna be like, "Wow, Brittney, on Instagram it looked like you had your life together, and it's empty in here. What are you doing?" So I need you to practice grace
It's
when
a
you
trap
come
house.
over. It really, honestly, it was my best friend's sister's birthday, and I was like, "Hey, we can just throw it in my apartment because it's empty. I have like 3 Cheetos and some White Claw. I did have White Claw. I drank them." But you know what I'm saying? Like people just assume, and then they come in. But the reality is like when I decided to leave my marriage, I was like, to keep the house, keep everything in it, and I want all new things.
Right.
The bad news is it's COVID and everything takes forever.
Yeah.
That's why like she has a client right now who is literally just like buying all this stuff, which I think is
everything.
amazing.
12,000
For a
square feet.
square foot house, like,
They said
it's
they
crazy.
said 7 beds,
10 bedrooms,
10 bedrooms,
2 theaters, like a ballroom. Yeah, there's
a ballroom. 2 theaters. You heard me. I said I had White Claw and Cheetos. So tell me more.
Literally ballroom like that they have they have like a pool table in, a foosball, a huge bar. It
Wow.
was 2 houses that they bought and then they linked together.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
That's
like I
really
get
cool.
lost
It
in the
is.
house.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
no,
y'all are
it's-
staging the 10 bedrooms, or what
Well,
are y'all
we
doing?
did. We were staging the whole house.
Okay.
For them to live. Okay, so they bought everything to live in the house. We had staged it to sell, and then they brought us back to that to do the next part. And it's just like bringing everything, so all the accessories to make it beautiful. They're coming in on Tuesday for Thanksgiving. I guess they're hosting like this huge Thanksgiving.
Wait, you have to have this all done by tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow,
Oh, yeah,
Tuesday?
it's
Tomorrow's
all-
Tuesday. You really?
She's like, it's fine.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty much done.
So
And
do
Oh.
you sleep?
So, yeah, I sleep
Okay,
very,
all right.
very well.
Okay. I just
My
was
team might
wondering.
not, but like
You're
I
like
was
my
so
son.
excited. I showed up at this. I showed up at the stage. This was my second one this year that I went to. The other one, when I was there, the lift gate on the truck came down on my foot, and they sent me to the ER. I did
Oh,
an
no.
operation.
Here?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh
no.
my goodness. They got you in the company.
You're in
that
boots.
sounds
What
like
are
a
you in?
liability.
You're in boots now.
I'm
Are
wearing
you
boots.
good?
Wow.
Anyway,
Okay, and they're really cute.
So,
boots.
anyway. Okay, real fast. We're gonna
Okay.
wrap
Yes.
things up.
Okay.
What do you love about Houston?
Oh my god. Okay, the food.
You know the tacos.
The food is so good. Oh my god, I like the culture. Like last night, like I went to Poor Behavior. I loved, like, it was so fun. Just like the whole scene, the people, the food, just like the culture.
Well,
in
and you live
Houston.
in Hughes Landing, which is
Yeah.
so fun. You know, it's just like you
Yeah.
just come outside
And
and there's
food.
life and there's food.
Life and food. I look out my window. It's True Lux. Like I'm telling you, we have the best food.
Yeah,
we really do.
We do. We
So.
do. You know, when we go to Home to Cape Cod, my brother and sister-in-law are always trying to get us to go to the Mexican restaurant in Falmouth, and we're just like, yeah.
But have you
no.
had real Mexican?
But
Yeah.
real authentic.
No, because do they have queso there, like liquid queso?
They do.
Because I
it's
was in
different.
California and I was like, can I get some queso? They brought me a bowl of shredded cheese and I was like,
It's not the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's not
completely
queso.
not.
yeah, I was like, can you go microwave this and put some like milk and tomatoes in it?
Make
What
it
are we
creamy,
doing? Yeah, do
creamier.
you mind? But yeah, I just like love the culture, the food, and we're especially like in the real estate market, like we're thriving here, and I'm just really grateful to like be in this element like here in Houston. So
Well, we're living life. Too.
yes,
What about you, Amber?
I would say the diversity of it. There's so many different people, which helps as far as within the business and stuff to meet. And I like different cultures. I like different foods. I like all that. So the diversity is definitely number one for me.
I love the people here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just we're a mishmash of everybody's from everywhere, but I think because everybody's from everywhere, not everybody has family here, and you know, people just love on you. You
Yes.
know, they just truly love on you.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, thank you guys
Thank
so much
you.
for
Thank you
coming
for
on
having
our
us.
podcast.
Yay.
Thank you for joining us, and we will be broadcasting every Monday. Around H-Town gets posted, and we'd love to have you join us and let us know. We'd love to have you on the show as well. So have a great day. If you want to get in touch with Amber, how do you get in touch?
You can find me on Facebook or email, but Facebook, it's Amber Mesorana. I have a business page. You'll be able to find easily. There's no other Amber Mesorana. So we're good.
Yeah, girl.
You're fine.
She's right about that.
What about you, Brittney?
Yeah, Instagram, it's Brittney M. Bates. And I'll also like leave a little comment on this video so they can find me. But
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, thank
Yes.
you guys.
Thank
you for having
Have
us.
a great day.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect.